Hello, you freaking dudes, what's going on? I'm gonna show you some, I just turned off the light like immediately, that's bullshit. I'm gonna show you some computer nerd stuff today. Usually I don't show you the computer nerd stuff, but this time I'm going to because it's a little bit more fun. It's not like freaking programming. It's actually, I'm gonna build a little tiny server. I have an old school laptop that's a piece of crap. I'm watching Doctor Who, by the way, taking a break. Here's my new guitar that I was showing you earlier. And the jack is installed. It actually works, it's cool. Ah! I dropped my pick. So I just ate a bunch of Baja Fresh, it was pretty sweet. And I'm gonna finish watching the episode after I record this little clip. Hello, what's going on? How you doing, punk? God. Yeah, you walked in at the wrong time. That's what you get!
Erase that.
It's not, nope, that ain't gonna be erased. Jeez. You signed your life away the moment you decided to have birth to me or something, I don't know. Whatever.
That's for sure.
So let's see. This time it's not as boring because it's computer build and laptop. Oh yeah, I had an old school laptop. It's in there right now, and it runs my programs. I don't know if you guys saw it before, but basically, you know, I have different things like I have a little virtual Linux that will help me make backups of like my websites and just like files in general. Then I have a couple programs, like one would like manage backups of the backups to make sure that I have like a little bit extra redundancy. And then, you know, like I wrote a program that helps me convert the raw videos I record for my gaming channel into the actual videos that go on YouTube. And then I have a Linux installation that allows me to throttle my uploads, so I could upload like a huge YouTube video or like a big set of like live videos, you know, like on my live channel I'll upload like 12 videos at a time. And that shit takes forever, right? So I don't want to choke off the house. So I have like a configuration so that it'll upload slowly. So it'll still work, but everyone else in the house won't feel it. And you know, I mean, just like any program that I'm running or server, like, you know, backup tasks and I forgot what else there was like one other thing I want to do too, but you know, like just whatever, like all my programs. Running on the laptop. But the laptop is bullshit because it's old. It's a little bit on the slow side, but mostly it's running out of memory. It has only 3 gigabytes of memory. For the demands that I put on it, that's really small. So I decided to build my own server finally. And this is like 8 gigs of memory. So it's already like 5 gigs more, and the motherboard has a slot for another memory stick. So I could put so much memory in there, it's gonna be awesome. Because memory is the main problem. So this is the motherboard. God damn it. I should have opened this box before the clip. Okay. Watch if I break the motherboard on the freaking video. Then the guys are like, nope, no warranty, bitch. So these motherboards come in a standard, right? Like a form factor. You know, there's always standards everywhere. You know, like you go to the hardware store, there's like a thread type for the freaking screws. So these motherboards have standards too. And one of the standards is the form factor. And your typical PC computer is like ATX form factor. The computer that I have in my computer room right now is an ATX case, which is like, you know, typical size. And my motherboard is like micro ATX, which basically means it still fits in the ATX case, but it's about half the size. So I eventually discovered that I thought this form factor was just old and useless. That's why it wasn't widely available. I assumed wrong because I eventually realized this is I think mini ITX, and I guess the reason is because it's so freaking small. Look at my hand, dude. I mean, I have a big hand, but it's like smaller than my hand for the whole freaking motherboard. I wish I could show you like a full-size motherboard right now. So I was like, what, bro? And I realized, okay, so this is super small, and that's maybe why not a lot of people buy it, because you can't put, I don't even think it has a slot for a graphics card. Or it's got, no, I think, no, that's, what was that? Is that PCI Express? Yeah, PCI Express. AGP or whatever that other one, that's like old. That's not even used. Anyway, so a lot of people don't use the motherboard because they want to have a lot of slots. You know, they want extra USB jumper headers and SATA ports and, you know. But if you're just putting together a little server, you don't really need all that stuff. You're not going to run like a game on your little ass server. So I eventually realized this was useful, and it's super small. So then I'm like, well, what about the cases then? And boom, look at how small this thing is. This is literally smaller than an Xbox. This is an empty case that fits mini ITX, you know, motherboards. So I know a lot of times you're supposed to start with a CPU or like, you know, other requirements. My first requirement on my list for building a server was it was going to be super small. And check this out. So small because the power supply is external. Usually in a computer case you have a power supply that goes, is this boring as fuck? Tell me to never release another technical video again if this is too boring. Usually in a typical computer case, the power supply is inside of the case, and that's cool because it's all self-contained and compact. It's more convenient in certain ways, but it also causes a lot of extra fan noise because the power supply is really hot and it's inside of the computer case. You've got to have a fan or several fans to like freaking get the heat out, because that also affects the CPU. So this one is like sort of like a laptop-y type power supply. It's a lot more powerful than a laptop, but it's outside of the case, so it cools itself off just by being outside. And that means this guy does not need as much fanage. So it's going to be super small and super quiet. It's going to be freaking awesome. And as far as I can tell, it's not going to need any more power than this guy puts out. If it does, I think I'm effed. But you know, worst case scenario, I'll buy a different case or a different power supply. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be cool. So my first requirement was the form factor, to buy a really small case, and then the motherboard. And then I was like, oh, no, actually, I think after I found out about this, it was a different motherboard. I like found this small ass case, and then I found a really good motherboard that had the mini ATX after that, and then I found a CPU that fit. I mean, like, this has a common socket type. I forgot what it is. It's like LG. Oh yeah, it's this one. LGA 1155. That's kind of what you do. I mean, you just sort of go Google and look at product pages and sales pages and the technical sheets, and you're just like, well, is this the same slot as that thing? It's gonna fit together, right? I guess. What's the megahertz? Oh, you know, or not megahertz, but you know, what's the speed of the memory? Oh, this memory goes at 1333. So then the motherboard does that too. Does it have the same amount of pins? Okay, well, let's try it. You probably should be smarter than that, but you know, I mean, I did put some research into it. So anyway, motherboard, this, memory, CPU. I might be leaving some stuff out. Well, I'm going to cannibalize a hard drive that I'm formatting right now, and I'm going to build it soon. It's going to be awesome. So we'll see. Freddie missed mommy. Freddie. We went to the gym, and it was fun. And I am running like 15 minutes in a row without stopping now on the treadmill. Well, you can't see it. Usually I steam up that side of the car, but the window was open. It's funny. Anyway, so we're back from the gym. Took a little break after Dr. Who to work out and stuff. Little sweetie, I love you, boo-baloo. I missed you. I was at the gym like, where's my dog? Oh, here he comes. I'm trying to paralyze him. I'm trying to scratch him on his butt. He gets paralyzed. There's like a special paralyzation spot, and he won't be able to move if I get it. Come on, man. What's going on? It's not working. Hello? He's just too excited. Oh, look, he's happy. He's happy. He's happy. Oh, it's his Christmas toy. That's what he does when he gets his Christmas toys. Oh, I got to show you guys that clip one day. This is what he did when he was opening his presents. Like, he was jumping into the bag, trying to get the present out, and then he was like eating the toy, and then all of a sudden he went on his back and he was like, yeah, it's Christmas. It was like the tree was up, everybody was surrounding him, laughing, and such a little cutie. Punk! What are you doing? What are you doing, you little boobaloo? You little doop-loop? What are you doing, you little doop-loop? Huh? Freddy. I love you, boobaloo. I love you. What are you doing? God, he's like ignoring the shit out of me. I just want attention. Sweetheart. No, you're baby milk, punk. Hey, I got the camera on. Stop calling my milk baby milk.
It is baby milk.
You're baby milk. Because it's freaking lactose intolerant. Do you want me to fart all over you all day long? I'll do it again. We can go back to those days if you want. It's up to you. You make the call. Woman, don't sass me. I'll go into your milk, and there will be farts galore. You got it? You got it? Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna tattle on you right now. It's on camera right now. So we got a hand mixer, and apparently, I didn't know this because I'm dumb. The fucking hand mixer, here, unplug this. Eat your yogurt. You're gonna be on camera for eating yogurt for the rest of your life. You understand? Don't block it with the label. That's a copyright violation. The freaking handle of the it doesn't come off when I want it to. Okay, you push this button and the handle comes off. That means this entire time that we've existed on this planet, we could have been putting the damn hand mixer in the washing machine instead of hand washing it like an idiot. I don't have time to be hand washing everything. I want to make the thing. I want to put the protein shake in my mouth, into my tummy, and then I want to lay down on the floor and go to sleep. I don't want to be washing things. And her reasoning for this, for never having detached it or told me that it detached before, was because there's a chance that we'll make a protein shake the next day. And then we'll be sorry that we left it to dry in the washing machine. Name one time in the last 10 years that we've actually had 2 protein shakes in a row on 2 different consecutive days. Name the last 25 times we've done that. Name the last 25 times we've done that. Exactly. Anyway, this is supposed to be the computer nerd vlog, and it's the Mike is crazy because he just got out the gym vlog. Soy milk is bullshit. And now I'm letting you guys know a little bit more about my unattractive qualities. This is a spoonful of pure Ovaltine, and this is how I get my vitamins. Woo! This is fucking bullshit, dude. They didn't give me fucking screws. I need a screw for this and this. Actually, no, those two things. I don't even know. I need screws. They didn't give me screws, assholes. Luckily, I have screws in the garage. Actually, they did give me screws. Oh, so I'm the asshole. I'm the asshole now. Do they fit though? They fit? Yes, they do fit. Okay. Oh my gosh, look how small this thing is. It's so awesome. It fits this way. It's gonna go into the back like that. All right, just screw it in. Not too big of a deal. Okay, and then do this. Whoops. I want to take an Instagram of me screwing this in with the caption, "It's no big deal, bro." Alright, take the CPU out of the box. This is the central processing unit. For those of you calling the entire computer the CPU, you need to fart on yourselves because this is the CPU, this little thing right here. It's going to go into this little socket, and it's the thing that processes all the instructions, like multiplying and addition and subtraction and other things humans cannot do. Gosh, I'm making such a huge mess. Look at all the crap everywhere. I don't know where everything is. Where's the nails? Where's the... I mean, not nails. There's no nails in computers. I gotta remove this yellow thing so that I can install the CPU into the motherboard. It's spooky. If it were Halloween. Okay, I couldn't feel myself putting it in because I had to be very, very careful. But after you put it in, you close the thing and then you put this, and it's kind of scary because it puts a lot of pressure. And now it's in securely. If I had put it in wrong up to this point, I would have totally destroyed it already. Oops, you're not supposed to touch it right there. I'll clean it off. But then the fan right here, this is goop. See this goop? It's thermal pasty, gooey, timey-wimey stuff. It goes like this, whoosh, over onto the CPU, and it's a heat sink. You know, like, see there's like a bunch of like metallic, right, things? It's like a ton of surface area. Because the more surface area there is, the faster it can cool off. So what it does is it smashes up against the CPU with this paste, and the paste helps transfer heat. So a lot of heat from the CPU gets transferred right there, and since this whole thing is a heat sink, it helps to basically disperse the heat really quickly. Then I don't know if you know this, but if there's a large difference between the heat of one thing and another thing that are touching, then the transfer happens faster. So the whole point of this is to get the heat from there to there and dispersed as quickly as possible so even more heat can come from there. So that's kind of like how the heat kind of goes out of the CPU. Because if you just ran this by itself, it would like literally burn out instantly. Well, not instantly, but very quickly, and like probably set your entire house on fire. So yeah, we need heat sinks. Okay, so I'm gonna put on the heat sink. I have to be careful for that too, so I'm gonna turn it off. Forgot you're supposed to put this thing in first, this little thing, into the back, and like snap it in so that you know, the freaking VGA adapter and the HDMI and the freaking holes in the USB things, you know. Otherwise it's just an empty hole right here and it kind of looks weird. So you're supposed to put that in first before the motherboard. And no, I broke it. No, I didn't. I'm cool, bros. And then it goes into the back like this. Yeah, there we go. Now it's proper. See, like that. That's good in the back. All the controls come out. Cool. Alright, so the fan's on there, so now I'm going to plug in the fan power. Where's the fan power? No. It's It's right there. See right there, it says fan power. You can barely even see it. So put that on there. Oh, hold on, be careful. Next we'll do the memory. I'll get that out of the way like this. And then do some memory like this one. And I got all 8 gigabytes in one stick, like I was saying before, so I can leave that other slot totally available so that later if I want to upgrade my server, I can upgrade with another 8 gigabyte stick so that in only 2 slots I can reach the maximum amount of memory that this motherboard supports, which is 16 gigabytes. So got it in there. What's next? Oh, I think I'm smelling a little bit of a homeless person stench on myself. Never build your computer right after you ran at the gym for like 25 minutes. Always shower first, kids. Whoops. Okay, stick in the main power. See, it's the power thing. So the case power is going to power the motherboard. And stick it in there. Whoops. Come on now. Show the camera some stuff. Oops, I was trying to put it on upside down. Oops. Okay, and then this freaking dude is, I think, what is this for? I wish I could tell you if this was the CPU power, but it's just the other power that goes in. I forget what goes to what, but basically we're powering the motherboard with 2 different things. So now we got the power, and this will power the hard drive. And these are the jumpers. Do you guys know what the jumpers are? The jumpers. It's like a fancy schmancy word for connect one functionality of the motherboard to a port on your case. So like for instance, yeah, like right here, there's USB ports on the case. So these are like well actually the jumpers I think are on the motherboard. I forget what these are called then. Maybe they're the jumper cables. But you know, you plug them into the motherboard and it takes the motherboard's functionality and draws it to the case. So when you're doing USB here, you're actually doing USB to the board. The more you know. So I'm going to try to look real fast in the manual for the motherboard to see if I can find the page with the jumper positions and stuff. But what I noticed is at the end it's got freaking notes. Like it's got a Dear Diary for your motherboard. It's like, Dear Diary, this motherboard is bullshit. And I don't know why I'm writing in a motherboard diary. What kind of a weirdo? It's like if I was on an island full of weirdos, then that island of weirdos would look at me and be like, why are you being such a weirdo and writing in your motherboard diary? Front panel audio header. So, oh, did I say jumpers? I meant header. Yeah, so it's over here. So that's like right here. So it's this one then. This is the header for the audio. And where's the freaking, whoops, this is great. You guys like this view right now? Oh yeah, there's a USB 2 header. Can it focus? Focus, focus? Yeah. USB 2 headers right there, so that means it's right next to the power. So it's like right there. So those are the USB headers. Looks like there's 2 of them, USB 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Oh yeah, I guess they come in pairs or something. I don't even know. All right, so that's where the headers are. So I'm gonna plug it in. Okay, so I'm gonna put the audio header in. Conveniently, it's missing a pin in the right spot, so it won't go in if you're not doing it right. And then be gentle. Cool. And then the USB, how the hell am I gonna get it all the way over there? Oh shit. Oh, that's not too bad. See, I couldn't get the USB header over to the other side. It's not long enough. But I could actually take off the front panel pretty easily with a little clip underneath, and it just goes through here. So I'm gonna take it, instead of letting it go through that hole, I'm gonna make it go through that hole, so it's like closer. What do you think, banana brains? Just kidding. Because we used to eat a lot of bananas, and we don't anymore. We're trying to start. Bananas have potassium, people. Yay, it's gonna fit now. See, I can run it through that other hole. Yay. I feel like the MacGyver of boring nerd shit. I just said that on my freaking Instagram. Where's the peg? The peg's right there. You're a nerd. Stop calling me nerd. You're nerd. I can call myself a nerd. You can't call me a nerd.
I can.
You face, woman. You don't even know. You don't know me. I will fart on you. You don't know. Okay, so now we have to hook up the system panel header. So that looks like that's over here. It's right up there. Not on top of the power, but to the left of the power. The system header is like things like the power button, and you know, resetting the system, or like the hard drive light flashing or something like that. You take these things for granted, but you know, you gotta hook up friggin' wires to make them work and stuff. Am I fuzzy? Gosh, it's so small and tiny. This is, have you heard that before? this is when I start asking myself, is it really, do I really need the power button? Can't I just like open the computer when I want to turn it on? Do I need like a LED that flashes when the computer's on? You're not bombing me, are you?
No.
Sorry, my personality's crappy right now.
Maybe I am.
Woman, I'm doing science! Alright, so now that the popcorn fiasco is behind us, we got this SATA cable. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's either SATA or Sable. Sable? There's an L shape, and you match up the L shape to like the board. See, these are the SATA ports for the hard drive, for the new hard drives. And you stick it in here, stick it in. And then stick in the other one. Freaking get the cable through this, inside this, gotta get it in this tiny little hole right here to freaking, tiny little, to fish it out. I already did the power cables. Gotta get it out the other side somehow. So these, oh, I dropped the paper. Oh, I dropped that too. These yellow things were too big and stiff. I couldn't get them through. So I found some smaller cables. One came with the case actually, and one I had in my garage. And so they're kind of bent, but they're not bent like that badly. If I end up breaking these cables, I mean, they're like really cheap. I'll just buy like one of the cables that goes at a right angle right away to help it out. Yeah. Alright, I think that's probably it for the top. Freddy, stop crying at Mommy. He's trying to get popcorn. Freddy always has to steal our popcorn. So put this back on. Seems to fit somewhat well. And I'll screw it on and make it tight and stuff later if the wires aren't too bent. The CPU fan comes right up to the freaking top, but there's still room for it. So all the hot air is going to go right there. I don't know. And then I got to go underneath now to do the hard drive and shit. Alright, the top looks okay, and I'm going to flip it over, and then here's the under shit. I put a hard drive in. I'm going to cannibalize this spare hard drive that I have. It's so hard to do with the camera. Hold on. So I got this cool nifty case where I don't even have to unscrew anything. I just have to hold some clips at the side. Where are the clips? They're right here, yeah. Just to push those clips. And then I can like thumb out the hard drive like this, and then it kind of comes out. Then I can pull it. Oh, with one hand, baby. Yeah, nerd. So now I gotta like screw it in somewhere here. I think it goes here. This is probably where the slim optical drive goes, because it was like, this was supposed to have an optical drive like like a thin one, like a laptop. And I'm still trying to decide, because I need two hard drives on this thing. One hard drive for like the operating system and backups and just like large data and stuff. Then I need a second hard drive, which is going to be just a solid state drive, you know, one of those really fast ones. So I can run database operations on it, because it's like SSD is like so fast for database compared to normal hard drives, because database activity, you know, at least the stuff that I write, the stuff that I've had experience with, most of the database activity is like lots and lots of tiny seeks and read like a little bit of data and then seek and then read a little bit of data over and over and over and over again, like always going everywhere. And that's where a normal hard drive chokes, because every time you have to move the needle or like wait for the disk to spin around, it like costs you milliseconds, and you know, that can add up really quickly in a program. You can suddenly find that your shit is just not that great in terms of performance. Depending on how heavily you're taxing the hard drive, you know, how much you're using it. But I've already passed the point where I can get away with a hard drive. I forgot what it was, but I was having major issues, and then I did a couple things to make it run a little bit faster, but then I installed a SSD drive on USB 2.0, which is actually slow, right? USB 2.0 is slower than 3.0 by a lot, way slower than SATA, like a internal hard drive connection, and yet it's only slower in its maximum throughput when you're reading or writing a sequential file, or like data sequentially, like one long read, so that the needle's not jumping everywhere. It's just the needle's just reading, But since it's a database, it doesn't do that. It's always jumping. So I actually figured out that even though I had it on a USB 2 drive, so it should have been way slower, since it was database and jumping left and right all the time with different data reads and writes, the SSD drive on USB 2.0 performed like 100 times better than the internal hard drive. Haha, I have a spare battery. I got cut off during my long-winded speech because I ran out of batteries, but I purchased a spare one just for this very occasion. I knew I was going to talk my ass off again too. And I'm now talking myself in the complete dark. What the fuck is this bullshit? This guy sucks at vlogging. Sorry, my personality is retarded today because I just feel dumb for showing you the computer stuff. So I'm gonna screw this in and maybe do a couple things. Oh my gosh, this case is so rad. Look at this. It's snaps right in. Just do one more screw right there. What happened? Oh, Freddy, get off mommy. Stealing mommy's popcorn. Cutie. Yeah, I guess that's the best I can do for now. I don't really have a bracket to fit the solid state drive right there, so I'll have to do it USB 2.0 again, even though that was working perfectly already. But probably sometime in the future I'll try to figure out if, you know, I can find some brackets that will fit there to turn a slim optical drive form into a 2.5-inch hard drive form, so I can stick an SSD there. You know, SSDs are like basically the same shape as this. Yeah, I don't even know how I'm going to do that. Oh well, figure it out later. Until then, I think I'm ready to start trying to install the operating system. Alright, you dudes. It all comes down to this. I got the freaking thing set up. I got a mouse in there. I got an operating system in there. I got a keyboard in there. I got it hooked up to the monitor. I got the power plugged in. And let's see if it works. Let's see if the power jumpers work. It all comes down to this, bitches. Oh shit, can you hear that? Uh-oh, wait, what's that noise? Shit, I got a wire too close to the freaking fan or something. Dang it. What about this though? Come on baby, you could do it. Yes! Alright. Well, it works. I just have to open it up real quick and adjust the wire. And I will install Windows shortly. So I guess until then, it's peanut butter and jelly time. Thanks for watching my vlog, you dudes. Have fun with your diarrhea. Subscribe, comment, and share, and stuff.